What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are continuing with our Madden 20 realistic rebuild of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We got quite a stretch here for years 6 through 10, as through the first 5 seasons we have one divisional title. That's it. I think we have maybe one playoff win. It has not been a great rebuild, and usually we title this like, the part 2, the second part, but this now, even though the first part was kind of it, this now is going to be the career rebuild / Bucks rebuild of Josh Rosen. Now is his time that he is getting up into his prime. Is he going to take his echelon? Is he going to take the next step to get to that echelon of the 90s? Is he really going to take off? Or is he going to continue to be, not the 2021 Josh Rosen, but the guy that has been every other year? Sub 30 touchdowns. Even though the turnovers have been good. Really, every year except this 2024 year has been pretty goddamn respectable. But it's not elite. So I definitely want to see him be able to take his game to the next level, as obviously we're going to have some of the older players phase out sooner than later. Gronk, Mike Evans on offense, Ali Marpet on offense, Vita Vea's now the cursed 30. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough. As we start this rebuild, though, we do have a couple new devs. We have this guy, Clay Cohen, who was a hidden dev rookie, and he came out with a superstar dev trait, which is unreal. I think Bartholomew was a normal dev, and because he made the Pro Bowl this year, first Pro Bowl, he went up to a star dev. So, I still think this team's best football is ahead of them, but we need to be able to, sooner than later, definitely find someone that can step up and replace Mike Evans. I don't think it's going to be Scotty Miller. I don't think it's going to be Nico Collins out of Michigan. And we got to find someone to replace Rob Gronkowski. And I don't think it's going to be UDFA Thaddeus Moss, son of Randy Moss. So that's going to be our first priority. Second priority is finding a way to put all these X's and O's, all these small pieces together, and building that winning formula to win a Super Bowl here in the final 5 years of the Madden 20 realistic rebuild of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kicks off with actually a really, really good free agency period, especially with a couple players we could look at, like Javon Hall. We have an okay amount of money. Rousseau could be our heir to Shaq Barrett, who we let walk in free agency this year. But there's a lot of players like that, like Rousseau. He's going to be a premier rebuild player. I don't want to just sign guys that are going to be, in the headlines, in the titles of future rebuilds, at least in a scenario like this. And that's a lot. That's a massive contract. And we got our own guys that we're going to have to pay. So it'd have to be something game-breaking. But here's an affordable deal. Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's only 25, star dev, scheme fit. Get him on a 5-year deal till he's 30. I think he's going to be a great third piece and upgrade over Scotty Miller. And if he catches on in years 1 or years 2, can get a dev trade, even up to just a superstar, we might have at least one of our 2 replacements here for Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Well, I just had a first ever draft. Could because I'm hanging out, ripped, or could also I'm a god. I am now on the 9th planet, the nth degree of drafting. All it takes was a little assisting. Because look at this, it's only 4 picks. We clearly traded out the 7th, the 3rd, and the 4th. I think we had 2, maybe even 3 fourths. We had a lot. We only kept 4 of our picks, but here's why. Because it started, 6th round. Oh, we got a 69 hidden dev. Jimmy Brake out of Tennessee. Looks pretty solid. Middle linebacker, Case Abbott. Oh, he's only a 65 overall. Pretty cool name. Remember Tank Abbott? But look, also, hidden dev. Okay. Then we got this guy, Kalen Locke, who was on our short list. One of our top 3 players. He was still there in the 2nd round. 71 hidden dev wide receiver. We came in talking about trying to replace Chris Godwin. Trying to replace Mike Evans. We got him on with St. Brown, but it takes 3 to tango. Throw in a guy like this, Kalen Locke. Even worst case scenario, it's a star dev. He'll develop quicker. And he brings that Mike Evans skill set. 6'4", huge, gigantic possession guy. Jump ball. And then in the 1st round, Elijah Overstreet. Dope name, out of Michigan. 77 hidden dev. Number 3 player in the draft. I am praying and most likely expecting it to be something better than a star dev, but look at that, man. Beast. Very, very solid. No real weakness. Great athlete. And super high ceiling. And very much in the mold of Chris Godwin. So we just single-handedly future-proofed our wide receiver position as we have a undertone of it's also the Josh Rosen rebuild. We need to ensure for the next 5 years that he has a very suitable and deserving castmate of wide receivers and playmakers around him that gives him a chance. We can't just say it's going to be the Josh Rosen rebuild and like, oh, well, sorry, when Mike Evans and when Chris Godwin retire, you're going to be throwing to pylons. You're going to be throwing to the guys that the Eagles were throwing to last year in 2019. No. We are future-proof in the spot, and that was a really, really good draft. And at the bye, 3-4, so not a terrific start, but everyone else is god-awful, and the Panthers are only 2 games ahead, so we just even need to give me a quarter. Give me a quarter of the games we have left to get hot, and I think we could tilt everything into our favor here in this division, but you never know. It's also we also could just as easily go 3-13. Contracts to get things started. We have Jackson Carman, franchise tackle, 5-year, easy contract. Von Bartholomew's actually been pretty solid for us. Let's see if we can give him 5 years as well. 67 mil. Of course, he's going to want a little bit more money. Spencer at guard is solid, but I don't know. I kind of think he's peaked a little bit. He's slowing up in terms of development. That is not really a friendly deal, a team-friendly deal. We could draft his replacement for sure. So we'll definitely come back with Bartholomew, and that will be it for our first wave of signings. And at the end of year 1, not a great start. 8-8. I guess it's not terrible. At least we're starting middle ground. It's not like we're 3-13 like the Saints, but 8-8. Come the fact that it is technically year 6 of a 10-year rebuild, not just the first year of this video's rebuild. We should be a little bit better, but I won't be overly critical. Let's find the depth traits. We had all that draft class there. Break is a star. We got Overstreets, the 77's a star, but Locke is a superstar. Okay, I like it. I think we had Abbott, a middle linebacker. Yeah, he only came out as a star depth. So, still ultimately, obviously, really good draft. But if you get four hidden devs and you only get 1 superstar, that's probably about, you're about right on in where the odds should be. We're the number 1 offense in the NFL, but 24th defense. So kind of like the Bucs right now in real life. Josh Rosen had a sensational season. 4,400 yards, 41 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Really impressive. Kenneth Gainwell was 1,400 yards, 8 touchdowns. I like that. Godwin, 1,400 yards, 11 tutties. We got 1,107 for Mike Evans, 7-9 St. Brown. Gronk really the only one that didn't eat, but that's not, I'll take that. Very acceptable numbers from the receivers. Devin White with an insane season. 123 tackles, 4 TFLs, 3 sacks, 4 picks. We had 12 sacks for Bartholomew, who got a brand new contract. 8.5 Edwards, 8.5 Vita Vea. Interceptions look good. Everything looked generally good except our record, which is never cool in the first, at the end of the year when you have all these other teams going to the playoffs. Justin Fields is your MVP. Rosen coming in not what? 42nd and second. You coming in at 9. All right then. Let's just forget this year ever happened. Get into year 7. Okay, so for our free agency period, we have a little bit of money to look at spending here. Yeah. We could go on the O-line, but then again, Spencer's the best guy, and we just let him walk. However, at the tight end position, got to find someone that can take over for Gronk. Mason Kowalski, 85, 6'4", 260, vertical threat, scheme fit. From a stat standpoint, what are we looking at here? Good speed, 82 speed, 9 acceleration, 92 catching. Exactly the type of player that we want to bring in. Maybe we'll even up the bid a little bit more. Let's maybe get 3.5. Let's go 46 million. Bump it up just a little bit to ensure we get his services because we need it a lot. I don't think we're going to win a lot of games with Thaddeus Moss, a 74 overall starting at tight end. So we landed that tight end free agency, and our draft was solid, a fairly solid draft. In the first round, we got Cam Steele out of Stanford, 76 normal dev, but he is a scheme fit. So there's positives and negatives to take for that, but he's a solid player. Then the second round, we got Zack Leach from North Dakota State. We're going to move him to one of our defensive end spots, 77 speed rusher. Really, really good value. I think he was number 5 in the draft. Being able to get that in the second round is huge. We had a bunch of picks this year. We got John McQueen, 72 normal D tackle. Best QE was still just floating around. I said, why not? Why not get an insurance policy in case Rosen peaks or starts sucking, and we need to kind of go all or nothing in year 10. Zach Archer, 75 hidden dev out of USC. He looks really, really solid. Good pocket passer. We got a 69 wideout, 66 linebacker. I mean, just solid value across board. 71 D tackle. Couple whiffs here and there, but look at this, man. 5th round, Daniel Cannon out of Indiana State. 70 hidden dev kicker. And we needed a starting kicker. And guess what? I went with the tallest guy. Always go with the tallest guy, 6'3". I think everyone else is under 6 feet tall. He turned out to be an absolute beast. So, yeah, bunch of draft picks, pretty good draft class, and a couple hidden dev traits to boot. Okay, so to kick off year 7, here's where our squad is at. 87 overall. Pretty good roster. Josh Rosen got himself an X Factor last offseason, which is not surprising. He was very good. He didn't even make the Pro Bowl, but statistically, he was very good. And he's up to a Superstar X Factor. So, low-key, this being his rebuild, a little bit. We've reached the pinnacle. Now let's get into a 90 overall, and then let's win him a Super Bowl. The rest of the squad looks solid. We took Brake, who had a hidden dev. He was a right tackle. We're going to move him into right guard. We got Kowalski, who was our big free agency get to replace Rob Gronkowski. Mike Evans has hit that regression wall pretty bad, but we're still going to use him. Defensively, I don't think really there's going to be any changes here defensively. Outside of Zack Leach, our 2nd round pick, who was a 77 overall defensive end. We're going to flex him to an outside linebacker because that's how we make him a scheme fit. Other than that, team remains the same. This is a very dangerous team. Hopefully we can put some wins together. Hopefully we can capitalize on another big year from Josh Rosen and go on a deep playoff run here in year 7. The bye week, 2-6, 3-5. That means the bottom dwellers of the NFC South, 3-5. It's another rider, especially with the Panthers already at 7-1. Unless we win these next 2 games, let's just sim these real quick, just to get an idea if the season's 100% over, or if it's, we got a win there. 8-1 Panthers. Can we go to 500? Maybe go on a little bit of run to sneak in to the playoffs. 2 straight wins to go 5-5. I like it. Who knows? We actually have something here. We'll spend this XP real quick, talk about some contracts, and hopefully win the majority of these remaining games and find a way to get into that wild card. We got Chris Godwin. He wants a 6. I just want to hold on to our players as long as we can, even though that's everything against me. Said, don't do that. That's not a great deal. Vita, Josh Rosen gets his mega deal, deserves it. Murphy Bunting at 29. We could probably replace a lot of these guys. I do like my star dev punter though. Let's get him. See if we can get him retained for the remaining of the rebuild, which we do. So yeah, really. I do want to try to keep Godwin for that. He should hold on to that rating. I can't see him regressing much lower than like 83, 82, 83 when he decides to retire. That's still going to be serviceable as like a wide receiver 3, even though it'll be an expensive one. So we'll give him a new deal, and I think we'll get younger in the secondary. At the end of year 7, I can say Josh Rosen's doing good enough not to get us fired, but 8-8 again, just an above-average team at best is where we've been at for pretty much this whole rebuild. Chris Godwin also hit with that. I think I want to go to free agency, which also means, hey, I'm going to franchise tag you. So we're not letting you go anywhere. But 3rd place in the division, separated by a tie. We did have a couple hidden devs. I don't know if they'll be unveiled at this given moment. What do we have? It was on the defense, right? Leach came out as a star. And then we had our kicker. Came out as a star. Okay, that's phenomenal. Look at the stats here. Let's see. Josh Rosen played fringe top 10 quarterback, 27 touchdowns, 4 picks. If you're going to not throw 30 touchdowns, you better get less than 5 interceptions. So, yeah, that's a good year. Total, you combine the running backs. I'm happy with that. 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns for Godwin. Not too disappointing. I wonder if Mike Evans is going to retire. Might need to check his stats, give him a hurrah in case he does decide to retire. 115 tackles, 6 TFLs, 2 sacks, and a pick for Devin White. 9 sacks, Isaac Edwards. 7 for Leach. The rookie, 15 TFLs, 59 tackles. Might be Defensive Rookie of the Year, which would be great. Because sometimes, every now, 1 in 15 will end up getting a dev trade. I don't know how that works, but that would be pretty cool. Yearly award, Ezekiel Elliott is your MVP. With Tavai defensive. We got Leach as your Defensive Rookie of the Year. And that is, unfortunately, all we had for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They don't reward not turning the ball over. So we end year 8 looking for our, just give us at least one solid playoff run before we get to year 10. So we have Godwin on a $21 million franchise tag. And of course, after we get an 85 star dev tight end, the next draft, or the next free agency period, there's a 25 superstar X Factor tight end. Scheme fit. Before the draft, you pretty much, when we draft the quarterback second, third round, the guys that slip of the first round, we want to try to flip them for future first round picks. So the Chargers here, not happy with Justin Herbert, will give us their top 10 pick number 10 for Archer, who is a 78 star and our second round pick. So because we didn't spend in free agency, we really need to have a good draft, and we just had one of the best drafts I have ever had. As our lowest player that we drafted was a 67. Another draft where we had an insane amount of picks. Let's see. We got a 71 tackle, a 68 tackle, a 70 guard, a 69 tackle. We got a 74 hidden dev tackle in the fourth round. We got a 67 corner, 67 wide receiver hidden dev Marquis Shea out of Florida Atlantic, deep threat scheme fit. We got a 69 hidden dev guard Warford from BYU. We got a 76 right tackle. We got a 72 outside linebacker. We got a 77 corner with a hidden dev out of Ohio, Kadarius Divins. Looks pretty damn good. Absolute burner. Coverage stats are solid. And then in the first round with our top 10 selection that we got for moving our quarterback, we got Leo Capers, DN from Stanford, 76 with a hidden dev. He's also a scheme fit. We'll be moving him to outside linebacker to compete with Big Cat Bryant. So pound for pound, definitely one of the better drafts we've ever had. Okay, year 8 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hopefully, we do something better. I don't know. Looking at our starters, we're hitting with some regression here. Mike Evans is still regressing, but I definitely want him to still play for sure. We'll make Fernandez here, the rookie. He has that hidden dev. We'll make him left guard. He should start as our starting left guard. We do have some nice dev traits there. Warford also with that dev trait. Defensively, we could go with another dunk. We'll go Caper. We'll go with the dev trait yet again, just to see. Edwards is now a superstar X Factor, which is dope. But I think he gets paid this offseason. Or this regular season, hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't go to the offseason, because that would be annoying. We'll make Divins our corner 1, because he does have the dev trait as well. All right. Let's take care of business. Josh Rosen. I'm saying 32 touchdowns, and we make it through the wild card to run the gauntlet here in year 8. Really early bye. Kind of tough to get a good idea where we're going to be. We're 1-2, though. And obviously, just going from the early on standings, Carolina and New Orleans are off to fairly hot starts. But I'm not worried. We'll string together mid-season game. We'll get. I'm still confident we can get where we want to be. Contracts, we have Isaac Edwards. He pretty much, yep. Whatever you want. Oh, you want better salary, huh? What about you, Chris Scott? Oh, you want more stuff, huh? Oh, you Vita Vea. 1-year deal. Will you take that? Nice. So we got Vita Vea. Bramble is going to be a successor, so let's give him a 5-year deal. We definitely want to get Cohen. I think Rhodes here at center should be affordable to re-sign. So we'll go Rhodes, we'll go Cohen. We do have some depth. Man, I do have a lot of solid guys with dev traits. But we'll go Cohen there, we'll get Godwin, and obviously Isaac Edwards. So we're spending a lot of money. We might not have much when it comes to next year's free agency. But then again, free agency has been awful 95% of the time. Godwin just hit me with the, yeah, I'm going back to free agency. Oh, dare me to franchise tag you 2 years in a row. You thought what the Redskins did to Kirk Cousins was bad? I'm going to grind your ass into the ground, buddy. We lost 2 of our last 3 to finish 9-7. I guarantee we're first team out. First team out. Yep, look at that. Right there. I mean, yeah, 10 wins. It was the Falcons. It was between us and the Falcons. Falcons got in with the tie. We lost to Seattle. I think we actually lost to Atlanta week 16 as well. I mean, we had it. We had everything in our own control to make the playoffs here in year 8, and we lost the final 2 games to... that's lame. Hidden devs. Do we have any of them unveiled? Fernandez is star. Warford is superstar. Okay, well, we'll put you there. Kind of wish we didn't sign the center, to be honest with you. But okay, we'll go with the dev trait. You always go dev trait because I'll be, he'll gain quicker. On the defense, Capers was the other hidden dev. He came out with a star. Okay. Oh, Divins, superstar. Beautiful. That corner out of Ohio. I'm pretty sure he was our first pick. Or one of it. We had 2 first rounders. Nice. Okay, happy with that. There's the first positive. Second positive. Okay, Rosen. That's pretty much what he is. 27. He's a 27 touchdown guy outside of the outliers of 2021 and 2025. That's what he gives you. That is what he gives you. And you got to be happy with it. Godwin, another big year. I just have this feeling because he's free agent every year. That's why he's playing very well. And I hate that that's a thing in franchise. But I'm pretty confident in saying when guys are in contract years, I notice it with wide receivers. And I notice it in particular with defensive ends, with sacks. Guys that are in contract years get paid because they play well. Edwards got 8 sacks, 7 sacks Vita Vea. 3 picks, Devin White leading the team. Yearly awards MVP went to Jameis Winston. Okay. That's still a fresh wound a little bit, knowing that we're the Bucs. And Winston's doing those kind of things. For these awards, Devin White coming to number 7 for Defensive Player of the Year. Divins is our Defensive Rookie of the Year. And for the rest of the individual awards, unfortunately, we have nothing. Quick turnaround to year 9. That's all we can. Come on. Can we get more than 27 touchdowns next year for Josh Rosen? Please and thank you. For free agency, we're in the red. Sensational. We do have his replacement anyways. And then we got Vita Vea. This one kind of stings, but, we're at that point. And we'll give respect where respect is due. For a nose tackle, might as well give him his final hurrah. We should look at Mike Evans, too, just because I think he could retire this offseason. Mike Evans right now is standing, obviously, I think the best wide receiver the Bucs have ever had. Over 1,000 receptions, almost 15,000 yards, 99 touchdowns. And that's with horrific Madden sim stats for really every year. Since we've been here. Let's see, we had that year, right? 2,000-yard seasons, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5 crappy doesn't play. Like, look, in real life, Mike Evans averages 80 yards a game, and then in the sim, just like, we're going to cut that in half for no reason. But anyways, full kudos, Mike Evans. What a beast. What an absolute beast. And then on the defensive side, Vita Vea is going to finish his career, at least with Tampa, 500 tackles, 129 TFLs, 65.5 sacks. I think, putting those numbers up, top 25 nose tackle in NFL history. We entered this draft really with one-ish position in need. I could use an RB2, but I needed a third corner, and we got one in Louis Khalil out of Indiana, 77 hidden dev, 6'1", great speed, 80 zone coverage. Looks like one hell of a player. Second round, we got Mac Meyer. Out of Oklahoma State, 75 zone. Pretty good. Mac Meyer. That's actually pretty. Sounds like a rap name. White guy rap name. Mac Meyer. 71 guard in the third round. A couple 60s here or there. I don't know if we got any dev traits there. Grimes, no. McBride, no. Daniels, no. No dev traits, but, overall, we needed one player. When we get to year 9, year 10, anytime you can find a starter through the draft, that's pretty good business. So the midway point through year 9, 4-3, not brutal, only a game back behind the Carolina Panthers in the NFC South. Contract time, these are guys we want for the full 10 years. First up, we get Antoine Winfield. He wants a 4-year deal. He is, I don't know if necessarily deserving of it, but from an overall standpoint, we're not going to get anyone better. Chris Godwin, is he going to play another year on the tag? I dare you to test me like that. We got Overstreet. We might as well re-sign him, and because it's only a matter of time till one of these wide receivers retires. But maybe they'll keep on keeping on. We'll get Kalen Locke here just to really solidify the wide receiver core. So we'll come back for Locke. I really don't want to let any superstar dev players that I personally have drafted go, and we'll try to get Godwin back. We're going to come here week 16. We just won, beat the Bears. Week 17, the battle of the 9 and 6. Winner wins the division. Loser might miss out on the playoffs. So this is another clutch. This will be the biggest win of the rebuild so far, if we can find a way to win it. And we do. Very nice. And in year 9, we get our second divisional title in 10 years. And we have a chance to run the gauntlet. And in this week 17 performance, we had a player of the week, which was Isaac Edwards. 3 sacks in the game. Love seeing that. Thing of beauty. Let's spend this XP real quick. And look at how we made the playoffs here this season. Was on the show. Ooh. Is this the year that we just weirdly decided to run the ball a lot? No, not really. Just a bad offense. Really bad offense. Overstreet had 9 touchdowns. Literally, that's the only guy that even had like a remotely okay season. I mean, I guess Gainwell did go over 1,000 yards. Jesus Christ. Okay, defensively were we outstanding? 200-yard tacklers. 17 sacks from Isaac Edwards. I like seeing that. Pretty much Aaron Donald-like numbers. Interceptions were up. So, yeah, I guess we got here on the back of the defense. 31st offense in the league. Probably a top 5 defense. 6th defense. All right. Yearly awards MVP went to Deshaun Watson. In the NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Corey West. Isaac Edwards is our Defensive Player of the Year. What a beast, man. He deserves that. He probably got D-Lineman of the Year, which he did, but that's it. So he's the only guy who got the individual accolades. But hey, we made the playoffs here with the Bucs in year 9. Let's run the gauntlet. All right, feel like this has been forever, actually getting into a sim with the Bucs, but come on, Rosen. You want to win that Super Bowl? Don't you want to look back at the Baker Mayfields and Lamar Jackson of the world and be like, yeah, well, I got a Super Bowl. But then again, knowing how the Madden sim is, Cleveland probably already has multiple Super Bowls here 9 years in, and the Ravens as well. And we're getting, it's okay. We're down, we're hanging in there, down 6. Defense, the number 6 defense, kind of showing up. Not really, though. The offense, come on, let's go. Put this one away. Touchdown only. There we go. 5-point lead. Defense, shut them up. There we go. Defense, when we needed them to, just said, nah, this game's over. Outstanding job, Isaac Edwards and company. Great game from Josh Rosen. Outdueling Russell Wilson, 300-plus yards, 3 touchdowns. Chris Godwin with a nice game. As Tampa moves on to the NFC Divisional Round. Divisional Round is going to be going up against a 11-win New York Giant team led with Saquon Barkley. So you know they want to run the ball. And you know we got a lot of guys that say, we don't let you run the ball because our defense with the Vita Vea left behind. He installed a mentality that this D-line with Edwards and Bartholomew, they were going to stop the run. Teams are not going to run the ball in this Bucs front 7. It looks like we're doing a very good job for the most part, but Giants start off the second half with a near instant touchdown, and the Bucs offense struggling here. Have yet to get any sort of drive. All the momentum is going for the Giants, and our defense is getting tired. Our defense is going, come on, offense, do something. Stop putting us out there gassed. 46 seconds left. That goes to overtime. And oh my God, man, our offense was pathetic. Absolute pathetic effort from the offense as we lose because, Jesus Christ, felt like really since the second quarter, we didn't cross the 50. For the final free agent period, there's only one player that's an upgrade over what we have, and that is the Superstar X Factor veteran Justin Simmons. And there's no other bids on him, so we'll just slap him. That 1 year, $4 million, ain't nothing to this team. So we got Justin Simmons in free agency, and in our final draft, I just basically made the best player available. Big board, let the computer sort it out. We had 62 QB, 69 normal, 71 normal. And I made our first pick. We got Jamar Montgomery out of Arizona State. He's 75, hidden dev trait, who would have to be flexed out to a defensive end in our scheme. Solid player. Year 10, this is it. This is all of our work. We're 88s across the board. Hopefully, we're going to be good enough. I don't know. Josh Rosen's up to an 87 Superstar X Factor. Statistically speaking, though, he's played like, fringe top 10 quarterback, which I mean, if we are viewing this as a career revival, we've definitely turned him from a guy that's QB3 on pretty much any team he's been on. When all said and done, obviously, he started as a starter in Arizona, and then he got bumped down and relegated. Same with the Miami Dolphins. I mean, from that standpoint, we got him up to an 87 Superstar X Factor with the old fearless ability. But it would be nice to at least go on a run. We still got Godwin and Evans, but some of the younger dogs are taking over here. Offensive line, Tristan Wirfs is still doing his thing. We got Jackson Carman, one of our first-round selections. In year 2, actually, out of Clemson. He's been an absolute beast. O-line is solid. Not the best O-line we've ever had in a rebuild, but looks good. Defensively, it still looks solid. We got a 99, probably the best defensive end right now in the National Football League, especially for a 3-4 scheme in Isaac Edwards. Divins 85. We got Simmons coming over free agency. Devin White's still doing his thing, even though he's regressing a little bit. Same with Antoine Winfield. So a couple of the original players, which will be cool to reflect back upon at the end of the season to see where they are statistically for their entire career. But I feel good with this team. An 88 overall. We're definitely, from an overall standpoint, a top 10 team, a playoff caliber team. Let's just go out there and do it. And in year 10, don't even have to run the gauntlet. 11-5, our best season from a record standpoint, getting our 3rd divisional title of the rebuild. And we get to kick our feet up. We have one less game that the sim has a chance to rob us blind. How did we get here? Did Rosen finally play elite? Hey, there we go. 4,200 yards, 34 touchdowns, 8 picks. I will take that from Josh Rosen. Top 3 season he's had for us. Better time than never. Gainwell, not great. Almost 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Godwin, 1,000 yards. St. Brown, 7-7, 6-4. Hey, shout out to Mike Evans. Big Mike still chipping in, doing what he can. Defensively, Cohen, 98 tackles. Devin White had 89, 5.5 TFLs. 13.5 sacks, Isaac Edwards. 8.5 and 19 TFLs for Bartholomew. Divins led the team with 3 interceptions. 9th offense in the league. So top 10 offense and a number 1 defense. This is kind of like the Bucs when they actually won their Super Bowl. They had like a solid offense and an elite defense. Winston, again, back-to-back MVPs late for Jameis Winston. Offensive player of the year went to Trey Lance. Rosen coming in at 8. Defensive player of the year went to Chase Young. Isaac Edwards at number 5. For these individual awards, didn't get a single damn one. I don't care. We got the first round bye. We got the team success. And in year 10, it is Super Bowl or bust. And what a perfect game to kick off. I hate losing to Dallas. We'll be hopping in if things get a little funky as we host the Dallas Cowboys here in year 10 in the NFC Divisional Playoff Round. Dallas, we all know what they bring to the sim. They're pretty goddamn good in the sim. So basically what's going to happen is that if we keep like stalling out drives like we are, we get in the red zone next time we get in the red zone. If that ever happens, we will hop in and try and do our best. Try to help them out just a little bit here, but this number 1 ranked defense is not doing so hot. So we'll come in now at least to try to keep pace with the Dallas Cowboys. It's 3rd and 7, so we're going to have to throw this one up. We got Godwin, St. Brown. I don't even know who I want to be my primary read here. Probably Godwin. See if we can fit it into him. DB makes a break on it. We're going to have to go for it. Josh Rosen not playing well. Obviously, it's a rain game. Rain games are certainly less than ideal. Hopping on offense. We will go for it. Kick a field goal. Oh, yeah, let's kick a field goal. That's exactly what we need. No, we got to go for it because our defense is clearly not playing like a number 1 defense. So we go to the tight end, Kowalski, and he doesn't even... Does he have T-Rex arms? Throw him up there. Jesus. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Number 1 defense in the league, baby. Woo! Woo! Number 1 defense in the league. Giving up 33 points. I love it. Who was it? Zeke? Did Zeke probably have 500 rushing yards against us? I mean, they didn't. I guess if I had to nitpick, I mean, that's not brutal. Well, it was, I don't know. It's just what it is. It's how we're going to have to end it. Number 1 defense in the league. And in our first playoff game, we give up 33 points. Would like to see our offense show up. Obviously, it's going to be tough to win any games when you only get 2 touchdowns. But if you're a team that relies on your number 1 defense and they give up 33, it's just, you turn the ball over 3 times. That's how it ends. So another failure. No Super Bowls. We had 3 divisional titles. Before I rage and get out of here, I kind of want to let's look at the final stats here for some of these guys. It's kind of fitting we lose to Dallas. I think that's the team we're going to be rebuilding next. Just get them out of the way. They're literally the last team that's like, eh. And you guys kind of wanted to see them in the comments. So we'll do Dallas and then Indy. Those will be the next two teams to do. I'm pretty much at a point now that I want to alternate. Like do AFC, NFC, AFC, NFC. Something like that. All right, final career stats. Here's where we're at. And so Rosen, 37,000 passing yards, 278 touchdowns, 90 picks. Those are, not brutal numbers. Gainwell almost finished with, he probably will if you give him another year, 10,000 rushing yards, which is a really good career. Mike Evans, we got over 1,000 receptions, 15,000 receiving yards, 99 touchdowns, 13,000 receiving yards, 88 touchdowns for Chris Godwin. So you would assume that if Godwin played another 3 years, he would surpass Mike Evans. But definitely one of the best 1-2 punches in NFL history. Defensively, we got almost 1,200 tackles for Devin White, 54 TFLs, 23.5 sacks, 22 interceptions. Winfield finished with 773, 24 TFLs, 10 sacks, 12 picks. 70.5 sacks, 87 TFLs for Isaac Edwards. Beast Bartholomew, 52.5. And for interceptions, yeah, never really had a shutdown corner. Let's be honest. Could never find a guy that could surpass the legendary Brent Grimes for the Bucks corner, Rondé Barber. So yeah, failure of a rebuild. It's been a while since we've actually tasted defeat. I'm looking at the old scoreboard here in my Excel sheet. We've actually not failed a lot of rebuilds. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We've done 17. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 of those have been failures. So I think that's pretty good. This is just an outlier. But trying to revive the career of Josh Rosen, that's open to interpretation. I think we've made him into a great quarterback. So from that standpoint, he didn't just, bounce from the league and now coach in high school football. We made him into a starting quarterback, but we never got the ultimate prize with him. So when will we come back? It'll probably be Monday. We'll kick off the Dallas Cowboys realistic rebuild. Ew, I know, but I got to get done. Until that point, though, if you guys, it's your first time stopping by, I just think 600, 700 subs away from 130,000. So keep on subscribing. It's your first time stopping by. Share the channel, spread the love. Smash that like button if you enjoyed. Likes help out the video a lot in the YouTube algorithm. And I'll catch you guys back here tomorrow with most likely a new episode of Flashback Pinks. See you guys.